Who can say for sure? Perhaps a frontal lobotomy would be the answer. If science could operate on this distorted brain and put it to good use, society would reap a great benefit.
Let's talk about your work as a producer on the record, because I know on Relapse you did nothing. On Recovery you got back into it. I've always said to you, as long as I've known you or you've been making beats, how much of a fan I am of your particular music, your production, for others as well as just for yourself.
Oh, thank you.
And so to hear you back making beats again on some of the standout beats on the record for me was a real thrill. So, I mean, how was that getting back into the producer's chair and deciding to wear two hats again?
I mean, that was fun. It was fun to be able to just mess around with beats from scratch again. And you know, sometimes, like, I think Recovery was the first time that I ever got really super open to working with a lot of other producers.
Yeah.
You know, that was the most that I had ever done. And you know, aside from working with Dre.
Yeah.
You know, so on that album kind of opened those doors a little bit. So that's kind of how early on I started approaching this record or this album. And but sometimes, like, I may get something in my head, like an idea or the mood of something that I would want, and I'm not always going to get that by going through, you know, different tracks that other people have made. They don't know what's in my head. You know what I'm saying? So it's also a good way to, I think maybe it helps with diversity a little bit too, with the sound and all that. But, you know, I would get something in my head and want to be able to lay that idea down from scratch.
It just sounds like you're being inspired by rap in a big, big way. I mean,
absolutely.
You know, I know you've always been that way, but we've known each other for a long time, and I've met you at various points throughout every album, and I know that...
I just met you out there, I thought. It's all good, man. I'm still peeing on the floor, so...
You know, and the music reflects your headspace. It's always been very honest, not just lyrically, but also musically. I mean, there was a time when the beats you were making were all very kind of minor key and lots of strings and lots of kind of a lot of drama. The beats on here are fun. I mean, they're fat and big and, you know, rap, like inspired by hip hop.
Yeah, I mean, it's pretty much all I do and all I want to do. You know what I'm saying? Like, so it's fun for me. Like, I'm still passionate about hip hop in every aspect of it. So making beats and producing, you know, is definitely, it's fun for me.
What is it about rap that you love? I mean, I grew up on hip hop. It informs pretty much every sort of thing I've ever done in my life, pretty much in some form. And what I wondered, you know, being someone who is considered one of the greatest of all time, what is it about rap, the art form, if you can even trace it back to when you first discovered it, to how you feel about it now on one of your most rap heavy records, and, you know, just
a lot of rap.
A lot of rapping on there, a lot of words.
Yeah.
What is it about it that you love, if you could put it into words?
I don't know. I love the fact that you can. I love the expression of it, the fact that you can, you know, just, I don't know. I love I love beats and rhymes, and I love the fact that you can express yourself in a rhyme and lay it down, and it can be therapeutic, and you've got it off your chest, and then you could go on to the next thing. I don't know. There's so much shit that I love about rap. You know, I'm in it for, like I love to watch what's going on in the game and keep my finger on the pulse of that, you know, and it's exciting to watch as a fan for me too, you know, just being a fan of hip-hop, and watching as it, you know, the evolution of it, and, you know, how it moves from each year to year, and, you know what I'm saying, the direction. And
are you sort of relieved that you can be that now? You can be, you know, a contender for the world's greatest rapper along with, you know, a selection of your peers, and it can be a really amazing rap record, and to a certain extent, I hope take this the right way, because I know you're still incredibly popular, #1 in 80 plus countries and huge, but the pop star's kind of dead. You know, in the sense of what people expect from you these days, isn't it? You don't have to be that guy anymore. You can just be a rapper and make rap records if you want. Is that a relief?
Well, yeah, I think so. It's one of them things, like, as far as, like, being a pop star or whatever, like, I never intended to be any of that. You know what I'm saying? Like, all I ever wanted to do was get respect from, you know, my peers and other rappers, and all the other stuff that came with it. I was just, confusing to me. It was, I don't know, like I don't feel like I ever set out to make a pop song or a song that was gonna be some kind of crossover song or whatever. Is that for me?
Yeah, if you want.
Thanks, man.
You're welcome.
Appreciate it.
And then boom, you did. And it didn't stop for years.
Well, boom, it happened, but at the same time, like I never wanted to. When things did keep happening and certain things kept hitting the radio and things like that. I mean, I don't think I'm stupid. I'm not stupid. Like I know when a song has a certain particular sound and sounds like, well, maybe this could possibly be a radio record, or when I'm going fuck shit ass, you know what I'm saying? And I know this will never go to radio. But at the same time, if a song starts heading that way, because a lot of times I may even think certain things when I'm writing it, like maybe what person this might connect with, you know what I'm saying? Like, and who I might connect with this song. But I never, in making any song I've ever made, I never wanted to compromise lyrical integrity, you know? And I always wanted to make sure that if I was rapping on a beat that had some kind of appeal to it and was catchy, that I was at least doing my job as an MC. And you know what I'm saying? And doing what I feel like I need to do.
That's tough, man, because you want to give as much quality as you possibly can through your music. You're not going to hold yourself back in case you get successful. But at the same time, like you say, it's never been on the agenda. And I guess in a way, that was what was part of what caused the problem in the first place, that just manifested itself over that time, huh? Like, how do I do both? How do I be good and not court this, not be this guy that everyone expects something from?
Yeah, I mean, I know that early on I went through a lot of that with the Hi My Name Is record, and it was like I never understood. Like I understood that the record was funny, and I understood that it was a little, how you say, kitschy or whatever, and maybe the hook was, the whole record was tongue in cheek. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm still doing a lot of records like that to this day that are tongue-in-cheek. But that record in particular was just like, it was almost like my anti-pop song, because it was like my hello to the world, but it was my fuck you to the world at the same time. So I never understood, like when all that started happening, was like, holy shit, how did that become a, I guess, pop song?
So when did the penny drop and you realize that the more you say fuck you, the more people are going to say, hi, what's up, we love you?
I don't know. I mean,
probably around Marshall Mathers LP, right? Because that's when it really started to blow up again.
Yeah, I think there was a lot of that, and I think that just coming from being an underground MC and being an underdog and things like that kind of gave me that attitude. I think I think that had a lot to do with it, and then watching NWA and other people, Tupac. You know what I'm saying? Like it was like he's not going to, him or they aren't going to kiss your ass to make you like their music.
Yeah. They're going to do exactly what they want to do.
Absolutely.
In despite of it. Now, you kind of talk about that on this song here, which is on the Monster, and this is the one I think where you kind of really address it in the most eloquent way about, like, well, it's a gift and a curse, isn't it? I'm aware of the trouble it can get you in, and I've been through that. Number one album, number one movie, number one this, number one that, not in a position to really probably even be able to absorb that. And yet, it is intoxicating, isn't it?
I wanted the fame, but not the cover of Newsweek. Oh well, guess beggars can't be
balance
choosy.
between the two.
Wanted to receive attention from my music.
It was
wanted
like
to be left alone in public. Excuse me.
It was this thing where, and I'm not gonna lie, I still wish it today, that it was like this thing where I want this attention for this music, but then I want to be able to go in public and I want to be able to eat a fucking sandwich. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And be left alone. So it was like, man, if I could, because I've never been an attention seeker, and that seems like probably a hell of a career choice, but I don't like like that's not why I do it, is just to get attention. Like, I don't like to go in public and walk around and be like, here I am. You know what I mean? Like, I don't, It's not what I want. I just wanted, my dream was for like, fuck, man, to be able to one day, like, hear rappers that I looked up to on the radio and be like, yo, what if Jay-Z, whoever, what if they heard of me? What if they thought I was dope? You know what I'm saying? Like, that was where my mentality always was with it. So when it all went crazy, it was really hard to wrap my head around. You know, a lot of it still is, but especially back then.
Yeah. You know, you have done something which very few people have done, man. You've actually been in the center of the world, in the center of that storm, and you've emerged out of it. You popped out the other side of it. I mean, Elvis didn't do that. You know, Michael Jackson didn't do that. Whitney Houston, people who have been in the public eye to that extent. Unfortunately, the list, and for various reasons, I'm sure personal to them, is too long. They didn't make it through. You have. And what does the world look like to you when you come out the other side of that? And you're 5 years sober and you're looking back on that chaos with some perspective.
I don't know. I mean, I'm definitely thankful. You know what I mean? Like I know that I could have certainly took another path and
Gone
went
that way, yeah.
Yeah, I could have went another direction, but I don't know. I mean, I think that I feel like I'm probably able to see it. Now I'm able to be more focused now than I've ever been. But I'm also able to I guess put it in perspective. The problem is I can't put a lot in perspective because there's a lot that's, you know,
Gone.
Yeah. It's a lot that I don't remember, and maybe that's cool too. You know what I'm saying?
Probably a good thing.
Yeah, but I don't know, man. I know that there's so many addicts in this world, you know, and people who have problems like that don't make it. You know what I'm saying? So I'm thankful for that. But you know, I think that's one thing that really helps me through and just it keeps me pushing forward is the music and is the passion for that and you know.